At 10:30 p.m. on August 9th, Saturday night, at the Canandaigua Motor Sports Park during the Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints, there was a on-track incident at the end of turn 2. One car crashed against the wall. The driver of that sprint car exited the car, walked into the track, came down into the racing area. This is while the race was under a yellow flag. A first sprint car swerved to avoid the driver of the car that had walked down into the track. A second sprint car, operated by driver Tony Stewart, age 43, of Columbus, Indiana, struck the operator of the sprint car that was on the track. This was on lap 14 of the 25-lap race, and this is a half-mile track. The operator of the car that was struck was transported to Thompson Hospital in Canandaigua by ambulance. At the hospital, the operator was pronounced dead on arrival by Ontario County Coroner Kevin Henderson. An autopsy has been ordered to be completed on the victim of the crash. At this time, at the request of the parents of the deceased driver, we are not releasing the name or any specific information of the driver per their request, as they are attempting to locate and notify other family members. This is an ongoing investigation, and we will continue to review video and other evidence, as well as conduct interviews, and also wait for the results of the autopsy.
Where is Tony Stewart at this time?
Tony Stewart has cooperated with the investigators. He is believed to be back in Watkins Glen at this time. Mr. Stewart has, again, fully cooperated with the police officers that are investigating. He was visibly shaken by this incident, and has promised his continuing cooperation in this investigation.
What type of investigation is this at this point?
Right now, this is an on-track crash investigation that we will continue. We have, and not to make any inferences that one way or another, but the district attorney's office has been notified. When this investigation is completed, we will review it with them, but I do want to caution so that there is no inferences drawn. At this time, this is an ongoing investigation of an on-track crash.
Have you ever had an incident like this happen at this track?
Let me stop for a second. I believe we have. Yeah. 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 That was several years ago, as I recall. Yeah. And I apologize. I don't remember the details of it. Yeah.
And just wondering, so any other charges pending at this time, or no?
There are no charges pending at this time. Again, this is right now being investigated as an on-track crash, and I don't want to infer that there are criminal charges pending. I would only say that the investigation, when it's completed, we will sit down with the district attorney and review it. But I want to make it very clear, there are no criminal charges pending at this time. This is an ongoing investigation.
Any idea how long this investigation might take?
No, we're going to, again, make sure all witnesses that we can identify are interviewed. Again, we're trying to analyze video that we have as meticulously as possible. We'll also rely on evidence that has been gathered through the results of an autopsy. And again, I want to clearly state that Mr. Stewart has been fully cooperative. He has given his account of the events to the police officers. He is extremely upset of due to this crash, and has confirmed his continued cooperation in this investigation.
Could you share with us what his account was? Did he see the driver?
At this point, the specifics of his statement are evidentiary in nature, and again, I just mean that from an investigatory standpoint, and not to get into specifics, but he did acknowledge that there was an on-track collision with his car and the deceased driver. I want to make again clear that any death investigation, in the normal course of it, we would have a review by the district attorney, and I want to make it very clear, as I know there's going to be speculation, and I don't want things taken out of context, but I want to make it very clear that this investigation, as in any death investigation, we are going to sit down with the district attorney and his staff and review when the investigation is complete. And we're not making any inferences of any criminal conduct at all.
I just had another question. This just seems like people were watching all of this. I mean, it was canceled right after.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think from what we've seen and experienced and talked with people, people that witnessed it were horrified. They were extremely shocked by what they saw, and I think it was extremely appropriate that the race be canceled at the time it was. The people at Canandaigua Motorsports have cooperated fully, and we want to make it known that they have expressed their deepest sympathies again to the family of the deceased driver. And they continue to cooperate fully with the Sheriff's Office in its investigation.
You said this happened before. Is this investigation being handled the same way as that one was a few years ago?
Yes, it is.
Can you tell us if the deceased driver is from the area?
I'm not going to speculate, I'm not going to discuss it at the request of the family until we're sure that they've notified their other family members.
So family members were at the race?
Yes, that's correct.
Family members, friends. We heard that the parents were there. You spoke with the parents?
We have spoke with the parents. We have had conversations with them, and certainly we extend our deepest sympathy to the family of the deceased driver. But again, as far as specifics identifying him or his residence, we're going to refrain from that at this time until we have confirmation from them that people they want to notify have been notified.
Mm-hmm. And a long night ahead for you guys, right? What's next?
Next is, as I said, there are continued interviews. There are continued evaluation of evidence we have, including video. And there's certainly going to be an evaluation of medical evidence when it's collected from the autopsy. Thank you.
Thanks, Sheriff.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for your patience.